పాప ఎవరో తెలుసా? నువ్వే.
What? He took her in as his granddaughter, but... Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we are watching Sita Ramam. This is part 3, so if you missed part 1 or part 2, I put the link to the playlist below this video in the description. And then, so go watch it at your leisure. And then join us back here for part 3. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button, the bell icon, a like button, slap chayindi.
సీతామహాలక్ష్మి ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్ అన్న విషయం
తెలీదు.
ఒమాన్లో ఫైనాన్షియల్ క్రైసిస్ రావడం ఏంది, రామ్ సీత విడిపోవడం ఏంది?
వాళ్ళు విడిపోయారని ఎవరు చెప్పారు?
కలిసినారా?
మీ పేపర్ సర్క్యులేషను నా జీతం పెంచే ఫోటోలండి అవి.
ఎవరివిడా?
Wow, they got some pretty intimate pictures.
ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్తో ప్రేమాయణం. మార్తాండం ఇది కదా న్యూస్, ప్రింట్ కొట్టించు.
Yep.
He's in love with a common man. Rubbish. It's a fake news.
You mean it's not true?
Of course it's not true. Can we hear the same from you? Did you see the news, Noor? Princess Noor Jahan is in love with a common man, huh? Don't worry about this news. It's a fake news. I'll take care of it, okay? నువ్వు ఇది అబద్ధమని చెప్తే తను వినాలనుకుంటున్నాడు.
Be able to lie?
అబద్ధమని చెప్పు నూర్.
Or else?
He should have gotten her first before just.
I'm sorry, Mr. Akbar. This is the truth.
Damn.
Who's this Ram?
Lieutenant Ram, Indian Army.
Indian Army?
నేను రామ్ని పెళ్లి చేసుకోవటం వల్ల నువ్వు లాస్ అయ్యేది డబ్బే అయితే యూ కెన్ టేక్ మై ఎంటైర్ ప్రాపర్టీ.
सावधान! साहब जी, आपसे मिलने कोई आए हैं.
Wow, she went all the way to Kashmir.
అక్కడ ఉద్యోగం మానేశాను, నీ దగ్గర ఉద్యోగం చేద్దామని.
Oh. She still hasn't told him what the job is.
No, she did not. He has no clue.
And it's like, honey, don't quit your job. I'll quit my job.
She's gotta be so cold.
And so, let's get this right.
సీత లాంటి వాళ్ళు పురాణాల్లోనే ఉంటారు, బయట అట్లా దొరకరు. షీఈస్ ఎపిక్, ముచ్చటే లేదు అసలు.
అనుకున్నట్టు జరిగితే మీరు నన్ను వెతుక్కుంటూ వచ్చేవారు కాదు. అసలు ఇబ్బందులు మొదలయ్యాయి.
మ్యామ్, కాన్ఫరెన్స్కి టైం అయింది, వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నా.
Of course it is. The story was just about to get good.
హలో, ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్ తోటి మాట్లాడొచ్చా? ఆమె కాశ్మీర్ వెళ్ళారండి. ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ ఈ టైంకి కాశ్మీర్ వెళ్తారు. కాశ్మీర్ తన అడ్రస్ చెప్తారా?
హలో, అఫ్రీన్ హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. ఎక్కడుందో కూడా తెలీదు. నేను రేపు ఢిల్లీకి వచ్చేసరికి తన వేరే బౌట్స్ నాకు తెలియాలి.
Wait. Are you Afreen?
Yes, sir.
Passport, please.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing?
We are taking you into custody.
But for what reason, sir?
Just like that.
मैं भी उसके साथ हूँ, मुझे भी लेके जाओ.
Dude, I don't think you want to go where she's going.
పాకిస్తాన్ నుంచి వచ్చి
What?
రామ్ గురించి ఎందుకు వెతుకుతున్నావు? నీకు రామ్ ఎవరో తెలుసా?
ఇండియన్ ఆర్మీలో పని చేస్తాడని తెలుసు.
He is a traitor, దేశద్రోహి.
What's going on here?
Sir, she is from Pakistan and she is searching for Lieutenant Ram in India.
ఈ అమ్మాయి గురించి నాకు బాగా తెలుసు. షీఈస్ నాట్ స్పై, మనకేం థ్రెట్ లేదు. మీకు తర్వాత ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Sir, I'll wait outside.
Wait, I thought they were under his orders, but I mean, what?
I didn't know he was a traitor.
He's not a traitor.
కానీ నేను రామ్కి, మీ తాత అబూ తరిక్కి.
మా తాత మీకెలా తెలుసు?
Okay, now we're going to get a little bit of. I'm trying to figure out why this guy is so hyper.
విష్ణు సార్.
రామ్ కదా?
హాయ్ సార్. హాయ్ మ్యామ్.
Hi.
ఐమ్ రామ్. తిను సీత.
హలో, తెలుసు.
Look at that dress. My goodness. She looks like royalty.
ఖాళీగా ఉంది.
ఓకే సార్, పద.
ఇక్కడ కూర్చోండి.
షో మ్యామ్, నువ్వు కూర్చో.
So that was his superior officer, the one that kind of like, right?
This is the guy in the past who she's talking to right now.
Yes.
In the interrogating.
But he was Ram's superior
Yes,
officer.
I believe so.
Yeah.
మీది లవ్ మ్యారేజా?
గురుదత్ సినిమా అని 2 టికెట్లు చూపించి తీసుకెళ్లి పెళ్లి చేసుకున్నారు.
What a love story, man. Well done.
ఎదుగుతున్న అన్సారీ లొకేషన్ పట్టుకోవడానికి ఓ దారి దొరికింది. అది తెలుసుకోవడానికి ఆ రసూల్ గాడితో నేను రామ్ ఒక గేమ్ ఆడాం. గుడ్ కాప్ బ్యాడ్ కాప్.
Good cop, bad cop works pretty well, especially with children.
అబ్బాస్ని నా కళ్ళ ముందు చంపేశారు. అందుకే అప్పుడే చంపేద్దాం అనుకున్నా.
అబ్బాస్ ఒక్కడే కాదు, ఈ ఫోటోలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళంతా వస్తారు చేస్తారు. ఎవరి కోసం ఈ కన్నీళ్ళు?
ఫహిదా
డెఫినెట్గా ఏదో ఒక రోజు వస్తుంది, చచ్చిపోతుంది. అది జరగకూడదంటే అన్సారీ చావాలి. కానీ నాకు వాడు ఎక్కడున్నాడో తెలీదు. తెలిస్తే చెప్పు. వహీదాని సేవ్ చేసే బాధ్యత నాది.
Right, she was the one that was going to fall in the well at the start.
Yeah.
ఈ సీక్రెట్ ఆపరేషన్ వాళ్ళ దేశంలో విధ్వంసం సృష్టించడానికి కాదు, మన దేశంలో విధ్వంసం జరగకుండా ఆపడానికి. సో మీరు సేఫ్గా తిరిగి వస్తే ఈ ఆపరేషన్ గురించి మాతో పాటు మీరు కూడా మర్చిపోవాలి. నో రివార్డ్స్, నో రికార్డ్స్. నెక్స్ట్ డే ఇస్ జస్ట్ అనదర్ డే.
మీరు సేఫ్గా తిరిగి రాకపోతే
మిమ్మల్ని ఇండియన్ ఆర్మీ మర్చిపోతుంది, మాతో సహా. స్టిల్ బార్డర్ క్రాస్ చేసి అన్సారీని చంపాలని ఉందా? ఆర్ యు షూర్?
భయం వేస్తుందా?
సీత గురించి
Right. There's no story, there's nothing if you don't make it back.
కంగారు పడనంటే నీకు విషయం చెప్పాలి.
Oh,
He went first.
Not good.
ఎవరైనా ఏదో రోజు పోవాల్సిందేగా. అయితే ఏం చేస్తారు?
And she moves fast.
She's a fast driver.
నీ బ్యాడ్జ్ ఇది తడి ఆరేలోపు నువ్వు తిరిగి రావాలి. మాటివ్వు. జాగ్రత్త.
ఆ అన్సారీ గాడు పైన ఉన్నాడంట.
పైకే పంపించేద్దాం.
అవొద్దన్ దూర్ నహీ.
కశ్మీర్ ముస్లింలదే అవ్వాలంటే చేయాల్సిందల్లా ఒక్కటి, వెతికి చంపండి. ఆ సైనికుల చావు కేకలు కశ్మీర్ కొండల్లో దద్దరిల్లాలి. బయటకు రండి, ఆయుధాలు పట్టండి, కశ్మీర్ని మీ సొంతం చేసుకోండి.
Wow, they're like systematically going through it.
That's
Yeah. Soldiers from the Pakistan army.
ముస్లిం కాని ప్రతి ఒక్కడు మీకు శత్రువే. ఈ పవిత్ర జిహాద్ ని ఈ రోజే మొదలు పెట్టండి. రండి కశ్మీర్ని.
All right, now get the heck out of there. Mission complete. Of course, the baby's going to be the undoing.
రామ్ తొందరగా పద.
వహీదా.
Oh. I mean, are they gonna have a heart and be like, oh wow, the only reason you were caught is because you saved a baby?
మమ్మల్ని క్యాప్చర్ చేసి ఎన్ని రోజులైందో కూడా తెలీదు. మైనస్ టెంపరేచర్స్. మేజర్ చెప్పింది కరెక్టే. వీళ్ళు పెట్టే టార్చర్ తట్టుకుని.
సోల్జర్స్ బస్ కరో ये खेल, ये कोई तरीका है?
I'm sorry for the behavior of the soldiers.
నెల రోజులైంది. Where is he? What
Please calm
happened
down,
to him?
Sita.
I deserve to know. అసలు తనకి ఏమైంది? ఎలా ఉన్నాడు? I'm just worried
నేను
for him.
చెప్పేది కొంచెం విను.
Yeah.
మేము ఇంకా ఎంక్వైరీ చేస్తున్నాం.
Yeah, but again, nothing is supposed to be known.
See, he just said a mission.
ఏంటి నోటీస్? విష్ణు కనిపించట్లేదని పంపారు. దీనికి సమాధానం చెప్పాల్సింది మీరు. తను ఎక్కడున్నారు? ఎలా ఉన్నారు?
తెలీదు.
Oh, she's pregnant too.
నిజం చెప్పరు. నేను చెప్పించగలను. పదండి.
Again, I'm just like, she's so unknown.
మీ దేశంలో మీరిప్పుడు డెజర్టెడ్ సోల్జర్స్. ఇండియన్ ఆర్మీ కోడ్ బ్రేక్ చేసి కనబడకుండా వెళ్ళిపోయారట. గుర్తింపు లేని త్యాగం.
సార్, రామ్ ఎక్కడ?
ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్ 1 hour గ్యాప్లో ప్రెసిడెంట్ ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ నుంచి ఫోను. ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్ వస్తున్నారు, డూ ద నీడ్ఫుల్ అని. ఎవరికి చెప్పని నిజాలు నీకు ఇప్పుడు చెప్పాలి. బికాస్ యూర్ ద రిచెస్ట్ అండ్ ద మోస్ట్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్షియల్ లేడీ. బట్ ఐ కెన్ డిసైడ్ నాట్ టు టెల్ యు ద ట్రూత్ అండ్ యు నో దట్.
Jeez.
Not a prince.
Sticking a finger in her face like that? That's messed up.
నేను లెఫ్టినెంట్ రామ్ వైఫ్ ని. తను సేఫ్ గా ఉన్నాడని నిజం చెప్పండి.
They killed Ansari and 35 other Mujahideens. But unfortunately, he was captured by the Pakistan army.
నాకు తెలుసు నీకు పాకిస్తాన్లో చాలా మంది అఫీషియల్స్ తెలుసని. నేను రామ్ని పెళ్లి చేసుకోను. చెప్పినట్లే వింటాను.
జరగాల్సిన డ్యామేజ్ జరిగిపోయింది. నేనేమి చేయలేను.
నేను రామ్ని పెళ్లి చేసుకోను.
Dude, out the goodness of your heart,
Yeah,
even if you
dude.
don't get anything.
If the
out of
damage
it.
is already done, dude, work in the here and now. She's calling on you as her brother.
You wanted to discuss something?
హా జనా, కనల్ అబ్బాస్ని ఇండియన్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ నుంచి విడిపించడానికి నా దగ్గర ఒక ప్లాన్ ఉంది. కానీ దాన్ని మీరు మాత్రమే ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయగలరు. మీకు తెలుసు కదా, మన కస్టడీలో 2 ఇండియన్ సోల్జర్స్ ఉన్నారు.
They are bloody Indians. They don't respect their soldiers.
इंडियन एम्बेसी से आपको कोई मिलने आया है.
Hello.
हम राहुल वर्मा.
What can I do for you?
యాపిల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అండ్ మాకు తెలుసు మా మ్యాంగోస్ 2 మీ దగ్గర ఉన్నాయని. వాటి గురించి వరి అవుతున్నా.
Trading apples for mangoes, okay.
They'll be dead soon.
ఇండియాలో ఈ మ్యాంగోస్కి చాలా డిమాండ్ ఉంది. ఎలాగో మీకు యాపిల్స్ ఇష్టమే కదా, మార్చుకుంటే బాగుంటుందేమో. అండ్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్.
మీ ప్రపోజల్ నాకు నచ్చింది. మనం మళ్ళీ కలుద్దాం.
They don't want to seem too into it. Gotta play it.
మీరిద్దరూ మీ దేశానికి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు.
ఏంటి వదిలేస్తున్నారు?
అవును.
సారీ తారిక్, నేను చాలా తిట్టేశాను. ఏమనుకో తారిక్.
But what's in it for Tariq? I don't understand.
They're only
that
going to
part.
allow one to go. They're only going to allow one, and one's going to be killed or something.
జనరల్ ఒప్పుకున్నారు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్.
కానీ ఇద్దరు కాదు.
Yeah, he called it. Only one.
తారిక్ ఏమన్నారు? మా ఇద్దరిని ఎప్పుడు వదిలేస్తున్నారు?
ఇద్దరిని కాదు, ఒక్కరినే.
ఏమన్నా? నా ఫ్యామిలీ కోసం ఆయన పంపించే తారిక్. నాకు తెలుసు నువ్వే వెళ్తావని. నన్ను ఇక్కడ చెత్తలా వదిలేసి నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోతున్నావు కదా.
He's always been...
Thinks the worst of everyone.
ఒక్కడే వెళ్ళాల్సి వస్తే అది మీరే వెళ్తారు, నేను కాదు. సరేనా? నా కోసం కూడా చచ్చేదాకా ఎదురు చూసే వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. నేను అనాథని కాదు సార్.
వాడి చూపు ఇంకా మర్చిపోలేకపోతున్నాను. 20 ఏళ్ళుగా ఒక శవంలా బతుకుతున్నాను. ఆ రోజు నేను తిరిగి వస్తే చాలనుకున్నాను, కానీ వాడు అక్కడే మిగిలిపోతాడన్న ఆలోచన నాకప్పుడు తట్టలేదు.
That's usually what happens with prisoners. You have to focus on just yourself. And
Well, it's a whole survivor's guilt thing.
ఈ పాకిస్తాన్ ఆర్మీకి 12 ఇండియన్ ఆర్మీ బేస్ లొకేషన్స్ తెలిసాయి. స్ట్రైట్ ఎయిర్ బాంబింగ్ చేశారు. మా సోర్సెస్ ద్వారా తెలిసింది. ఆ కోఆర్డినేట్స్ రామీ లీక్ చేశాడని. ఐఎమ్ షూర్ అలా తను చేయడని.
It does not seem like something Ram would do.
రామ్కి నీకు సంబంధం లేదా? వాడు 20 సంవత్సరాలుగా పాకిస్తాన్ ప్రిజన్లో ఉండటానికి.
Is he still alive?
రోజు వాడి చెవిలో పడిన ఆ పాప ఏడుపు. ఆ పాప ఎవరో తెలుసా?
No way.
నువ్వే.
What? He took her in as his granddaughter, but...
సో నీ ఏడుపు వినపడపోతే వాడు సీతతో హ్యాపీగా బతికేవాడు. And I would have been at peace. Vahida.
Her whole world just turned upside down, man.
How do you know?
Yeah, if she didn't have anyone left to raise her, he took her in, I guess.
రామ్ కాపాడిన ప్రాణం నువ్వు. ఇక్కడ ఇబ్బంది పడినవను. నిన్ను పాకిస్తాన్ పంపే బాధ్యత నాది. రామ్ రాసిన లెటర్ ఎక్కడ? అది సీతకి అందేలా నేను చూస్తాను.
బాలాజీ దగ్గర ఉంది. ఈ పాటికి సీతకి ఇచ్చేసి ఉంటాడు.
సీత కాశ్మీర్లో ఉందా?
So this is her like annual memory, like walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
सीता महालक्ष्मी गारू
कौन है आप?
राम राष्ट्र लेटर.
నా గురించి చాలా వినుంటావు సీత, కానీ నువ్వు విన్నది ఏది నిజం కాదు. నువ్వు నమ్మిందే నిజం. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఎ ట్రేటర్.
ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్ కాశ్మీర్లోనే ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వై షీ ఇస్. ఆ లెటర్ సీత చేతిలో పడకూడదు.
పాపం విష్ణు సార్.
Oh,
He doesn't have a choice.
He doesn't want her to have the letter because then she'll spill the entire story to everybody about what happened. She'll have proof, evidence.
I know you're ready to die for your country.
కానీ నీ ఫ్యామిలీ గురించి ఆలోచించావా? నీ పేరెంట్స్ మద్రాసులో ఉంటారు కదా.
He's the one that gave him the coordinates. Oh, what a punk. He did anything to survive, man.
आपको क्या चाहिए?
మాకు కాశ్మీర్లో మీ ఆర్మీ యూనిట్స్ లొకేషన్స్ కావాలి.
Just give us these coordinates and we will send you back home. I promise.
Oh, that was chunky.
తను నాలా కాదు, చంపేస్తాడు.
సార్, విష్ణు ఒప్పుకున్నాడు. కోఆర్డినేట్స్ ఇవ్వడానికి రెడీగా ఉన్నాడు.
చేసి రామ్ని టార్చర్ చేయకండి. ప్లీజ్ ట్రీట్ హిమ్ లైక్ అ సోల్జర్.
నా చుట్టూ ఉన్న నిశ్శబ్దాన్ని చెరిపేస్తూ వినిపిస్తుంది.
Is he including the article that he knows she's the queen? That she's the princess?
రామ్, నేను చేయగలిగేది ఏమైనా ఉంటే చెప్పు.
ఈ లెటర్ మీరు సీతకి పంపగలరా?
Oh, and she takes it, foreshadowing her future.
ఇక నన్ను మర్చిపో.
Yeah.
ఎందుకంటే ఇది నువ్వు చదివే టైంకి నేను ఉండను. నెలకి 600 సంపాదించే సైనికుడి కోసం అన్నీ వదిలేసి వచ్చిన మహారాణి ఈ జన్మకు ఇక సెలవు. ప్రిన్సెస్ నూర్జహాన్.
బ్రిగేడియర్ విష్ణు శర్మ ఈ ఉదయం తన సర్వీస్ రివాల్వర్తో కాల్చుకుని ఆత్మహత్య. లేట్ లెఫ్టినెంట్ రామ్ రాసిన లేఖ ఆధారంగా ఆర్మీ అధికారులు ఆర్మీ యాక్ట్ 34A ప్రకారం ఆయనని విచారించాలని నిర్ణయం తీసుకోవడమే ఇందుకు కారణంగా తెలుస్తుంది.
Didn't want her to get that letter. That's why.
I don't know how she'll feel about her.
Sita will probably see her as honor that Ram had, you know, like the last living example of the kind of life he lived.
It's a cool effect that they did on pulling to closing in just the window on them.
Wait, based on a true story?
I guess.
So it's not based on a true story, but it was inspired by a real life incident.
Ah, okay. All right.
After unopened letter in a book in 2007, the letter was from a mother to her son, and it made him wonder what would have happened if the letter contained something crucial. So it was the inspiration for it. So it wasn't. So that little like snippet at the end is maybe to give some penance to what's her name?
Afri.
Her character, because I got to be honest. I didn't like her. I didn't like any of the present story.
No, present story really, as we kind of were saying and kind of indicating to each other early on as we were kind of making other comments, it was rough. The first 30 minutes, I would say, rough. Almost said, give it up.
Yeah. So what rating would you give it?
But it did pick up itself, redeemed itself with the fact that, you know, there was this tie-in to who she was, the little girl, and all of that. That was a nice twist. I think the acting was really good between Sita and Ram. That was really good. I mean, I really had a sense that they were truly in love and that. The rest of the story just, can't put my finger on it exactly. It just felt stalled or something. It wasn't engaging. I mean, it was a tough ordeal to do the search and so forth. It just wasn't that engaging. And it didn't feel elated when things were being found out. So I'm gonna give this a 5.
Well, okay. Fair. I mean, it's fair. I agree with a lot of the points you were making. I think I would have liked this a lot better if it was just set in the past and it would be a period piece. And connecting it to the future, I think, just overcomplicated the story, especially in the beginning. I had no interest in her character and meeting this dude, like her friend, and then like going from one place to another place to another place following this story. I was more interested in the story. Show us the story, not like their present day. So I'm with you, like the first 30 minutes or so, like maybe a little bit more than 30 minutes, until they got a really good chunk of time that was set in the past. And then I started being like, oh, I'm so into this love story, and finding out little bits more and more. Who's this Sita character, right? And then finding out that she was a princess. That just made it like so much better and more interesting. So every time they cut and went back to the present, I'm like, stop it, you're annoying me. Get back into the story because I don't care about you. And they made it a little bit better at the end by making like the tie-in with her as the little girl. But I don't know, like I feel like they had to do something like that. If not, then does it make up for how boring it was in the beginning? I don't know.
Again, we only found there was only proof of her being someone special, the princess, at the intermission.
Well, I mean, but I love that whole story. I'm not talking about it. I'm saying from start to finish of the past in 1960s, I love that story. Start to finish, I would give that story like a 9, like hands down, because it was really engaging. It was interesting. It was fun. I was into it, and it was whimsical, and I loved all the butterflies and all that, and it was great because, especially, it's like when you are in love, people say it's like a butterfly feeling, right? In your stomach, you get butterflies.
Butterflies.
So I really like that symbolism there. So if it was just that story, start to finish, I was engaged. I loved it, but it was like every time we were in the present day, it just felt. And it wasn't even present day, it was still in the 80s. Anyway, whenever we jump forward in time about her running around trying to give this letter, I don't know. Maybe they spent so much time on that and it was just kind of boring. I don't know, I'm just not gonna get over it. Because even the tie-in at the end, I don't think makes up for how boring it was in the beginning that her character had a tie-in. Now I thought that was kind of a special detail, but I think it could have been handled where not showing as much time. Like trim it up. Make it a little faster. Like show her, and then the whole getting kicked out of the college thing if she doesn't pay $1 million and then has to go do this letter. I'm just like, who are you? Like, why do I care about you? I don't know. And anyway, it might be unpopular opinion. I am going to give it balance out because honestly, I'm going to give it a 6 because like I said, I love the past. I would give that a 9. So with how much I didn't like the jump forward, that equals it out.
Yeah.
When he pulls it down.
I have to say, the older story was also, I mean, again, I gave it a 5. I'm going to stick with my 5, but I think they did some really nice cinematography, as well as the clothing, all of the sets and everything, the cars. I love the cars, actually. Yeah. I started to say something and I got everything. It just was too much to have to process. And maybe that was it, was that I think that they were pushing a lot of stuff that you had to process. How is this related to the story? Yeah. And you were kind of like going, I'm not understanding what's going on here. Why is this relevant?
And guys, there was a lot of confusion too in the beginning for us, like, because we were sitting there and I'm just like, I don't get what's going on. And I mean, I'm generally pretty good at following a story, but this one, maybe because it was like with the time, I don't know, I'm also usually pretty good with time jumps, but it was just like, so why are they going here? Why are they going here? Who said what? Who said that? And then
who's good guys? Who's bad guys? I mean, it's like it's like we're talking terrorists, we're talking Indian military, we're talking Palestine, and then it's like, what's going on here? Why are you sending these kids away? You know, making them embedded.
And that's how it started out. It started out with I don't know. It was very weird because then it jumped to this that had nothing to do with that. And we didn't even get the tie-in for what happened at the very beginning until like much later. But I thought what you were doing in the beginning was going to set us up for like the next steps along the way, but it didn't. Nope. And so that's why I was just like, I don't know. I have no idea. And we were all over the map. Like, we were everywhere. We're in Delhi, we're in Hyderabad, we're in Kashmir, we're in POK, you know, like Pakistan occupied. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Anyway, that's what it is. I still enjoyed it after the halfway mark because we were, maybe a little bit before that because we were spending so much time in the past. I really liked it. So there's this movie that I think most people know of, The Princess Bride.
Yes.
Do you know it?
Yes, I know it.
Okay. So The Princess Bride is about like a grandfather telling this storybook to his son, or his grandson. So in the very beginning, he's like, let me read you a story, right? And he's reading the story out of the book. Well, then it goes into the story, and a lot of people have issues where they jump back to him, like the kid being like, wait, but what happens next, Grandpa? And all that sort of stuff. And they're like, gosh, if you would have just stopped that and cut all that stuff out, the movie would have been a lot better because I got annoyed every time you took me out of the real story. Yeah. And I kept thinking of that while watching this movie. I'm like, just shut up and get back into the story because I want to find out how he's going to find out she's the princess or something.
It was kind of ironic at one point when the guy got in the other person's face and he slapped him, you know, basically, because I was like going, this is how this story is going. So I'm like going, just don't.
Exactly.
Just give me the story. Exactly. I shouldn't have to pull it out of you.
Yeah. Well, when he got slapped, that's what a lot of people are like, dude, just slap that kid and say, don't interrupt me when I'm telling a story. And that's kind of what he did to this guy is he pulled him in and slapped him. So I wish they would have trimmed that up. If they would have trimmed like them looking to give the letter, if they trimmed it up, but still kept her character in there a little bit throughout, that way the tie-in, I mean, because I don't think we needed to be that invested into her character to understand that tie-in. That's just my personal preference. But again, I really loved that love story if it was just trimmed up. Yeah. So I'm a broken record.
And also her sidekick, I forget his... Bobby G? It was running like Bobby G or something through my... Yeah, something like that. I'm like, this guy is like almost superfluous.
Was he needed in the story?
Was he needed in the story? The only reason he was needed because she got picked up at the airport. He didn't.
Yeah, that was literally the only reason for his character. Yep. And then to give her some sidekick through the thing. But then it also confused things. It's like, okay, then who is this guy? Why? And all that. Like you threw so much at. Anyway, I loved the story in the past. And if it was that, 9. I'd give it a 9. Yeah. But anyway, it's a 6 for the whole thing overall. Because honestly, should I tell the truth? I paused it about like 25 minutes in and I looked at Miguel. I'm like, do we even finish this movie? About 25 minutes in. Before we really got it, I don't even think we got into the past at that time. There was no story of the past. It was just them running around. I paused it. Yeah, we didn't get into the past yet. It was like 25 minutes in. And I was like, do we even finish this? Like, that's how bad it was, is that I don't know if I've ever done that with a movie before, but I stopped it and I'm like, maybe we should watch something else.
Yeah.
But we stuck through it and we finished it. And I'm glad we did because that story was a 9.
It also was a good proof point for us that, you know, a lot of times when we're watching movies, I've made the comment sometimes, you know, we should watch a bad movie just to see if we can make sure we know what we think might be a bad movie for us. And I'm like going, this one kind of not so high on the rating scale.
It
wasn't bad. It wasn't.
It's not our highest. But I think the only thing that drew it back for me is that I didn't care about the whole present day.
Yeah.
And it was just about the past story. And I was really annoyed every time they took us out of it. And that's why I lowered the rating. But otherwise, I mean, it was a really nice story.
Yeah.
I felt. So I wouldn't call it a bad movie. Now, the rating wasn't so high because, again, there was, I think, pacing issues.
Yes.
And I think that's really the main thing because you called it. The cinematography was beautiful and the acting was amazing. And the story in itself, if I saw the story on paper, I'm like, yeah, that's a great story. But the execution was a little like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway. But you guys let us know what you think, because I think this movie did actually quite well on the budget that it was made. I think that it performed very well, and that I've seen it in the comments quite a bit of people telling us to watch it. So let us know, what did we miss? Did you guys connect to all of it, or were you also like us, where we were in the past and we're like, don't take us out, stop it. Stop it, just leave us in the past. And then don't kill him at the end. That was horrible.
It was terrible.
But anyway, what is your guys' rating out of 10? And if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing, sharing, a like buttonu slap chindi. I'm practicing. I'll try to get better, I promise. Okay. Let's go.